Well, good evening, everyone. My name is John Goedhuis. I'm the president of WorkSafeHome. We are a health and safety consulting service here in Sudbury. I just want everybody, and it's not to be selfish, to understand, okay? If anything in life matters to you, realize that you matter most. Today in Ontario, thousands of people went to work. Unfortunately, not every one of them made it home. This was not by choice, but by something happening at work that they did not either intend to happen or had no realization that it was going to happen. An accident occurs, okay, and the seriousness of it can change one's life's path or its life itself. Today, thankfully, we're not that person. So how's your day going to end? Well, with respect to employee-based companies, we rely on employees to get jobs done, and when those jobs get done, we can sustain. Every day, though, accidents do occur. When accidents occur, the severity of the accident can be detrimental to the point where businesses can be completely crippled or, in fact, closed. It's not just everything, though, for your worker to have to show up every day and come to work. A really important thing that we must understand is that worker needs a safe, a healthy workplace or environment in order to produce, to be able to finish their day incident, accident-free, and to be able to go home. But that's not just it, because we also need that understanding as employers and everybody else that that worker is going to make thousands of decisions every single day on their own, which will impact, in many cases, their health and safety and the health and safety of others working around them. WorkSafeHome is a health and safety consulting service that provides training, health safety management systems for companies specific to that company. We do site coordination for small projects and very large projects. We also do environmental testing for air quality and noise and sound levels. During these interactions, while we're conducting our testing, while we're doing our coordination, we interact with employees. And our goal is to get that conversation going, that employees understand, okay, that they do matter most. And every decision that they make will impact not only themselves, but people working around them. It's our job and it's our understanding that we are there not only for that worker, but we're there for that worker's family, we're there for that worker's friends, and we're also there for the community. It says, are you willing to roll the dice? I'll tell you right now that in the industry, owners do have decision-making powers, and with those powers, they will decide on how much money they want to spend. Money spent on training, on health safety management systems, and even to see if, in fact, their workers are working safely. Is that money spent a cost? No, it's an investment. And it's with those investments the worker can go to work and can produce and make money. And you know what? That's a good thing. But with that lack of investment, there's an understanding that things are going to happen. And when things happen, we will have accidents. We will have incidents. There are fines. There are increased insurance costs and civil liabilities. And I can assure you that those civil liabilities can drain the bank account faster than you can ever imagine. In 2013, there were over 10,000 reports to the WSIB for workers 25 years and younger. 10,000 for 25 years and younger, and yet we have an aging workforce. Does anybody know how many people died at work? Anybody know how many people died at work in Ontario in 2013? Well, the number is 82. Right now, there is 9,350,000 people between the age of 15 and 65 that are potential employees and are working somewhere, someplace in Ontario. You may employ 2, you may employ 1,000 of them, but the realization is we never want any one of those persons to be on that list or grouped with those 82. Everybody within the organization needs to understand health and safety. As I say over here on my slide, we have a worker. A healthy worker, a focused worker, is a productive worker and is going to get the job done. Again, it's going to make money. The guy on the other side, the questionable worker, we need to talk to him because he's going to cost you money. and you need to understand that. Owners need to know as well that if you charge or you pay $1 in direct costs for an accident or an incident, and that usually pertains to workers' compensation charges and fines and levies, you will pay an additional $4 per dollar in indirect costs. Those indirect costs are investigations. They are having to retrain, the loss of production, lower staff morale. If anybody's ever worked at a company that's had a fatality, it is absolutely amazing that, you know what, a lot of people can and just don't want to come back to work. And administration costs, again, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. What you think you're spending, you're going to times that by 4. And loss of goodwill and damage to reputation, today's society does not accept workplace injuries. People will not work for you if you can't provide a healthy, safe work environment. On average, again, that $1 cost equates into 4. So an accident or incident, as I said in the beginning, can cripple or actually close businesses. The WorkSafeHome difference, okay? Our difference is such that we provide training, health safety management systems specific to that company. We also support all of our training programs by allowing workers to come back to do that training over at no additional cost to the employer, because we believe that knowledge is key. Our health and safety management systems that we provide, we actually include a culture-based learning module, so it supports that management system, again, specifically to that company. We believe our commitment, again, is not just to you. You have family, you have friends, and there is the community, and communities can be devastated by an accident or an incident, and we know that here in Sudbury all too well. WorkSafeHome, okay, is myself. My name is John Goedhuis. I have 29 years experience in the workforce. I'd like to say that in the industrial, for 14 years I was in law enforcement, and I spent 4 years in the military. I have 7 years in construction and a couple years in mining, both surface and underground. I'm a safety specialist, and I'm a first aid, mental health first aid provider. My partner is here today. Her name's Dominique Bernard. She has more than 15 years experience in the healthcare sector. She worked with the March of Dimes as a senior rehabilitation specialist for people that suffered brain injuries. She also has mining experience where she's worked doing site-specific safety coordination and confined space management. She too is a mental health first aid provider. Both of us are very passionate about psychological health and safety in the workplace, because how we show up at work and the events that happen before we get there will in fact determine how our day is going to go. We're very passionate about that. We have the experience to support what we say. And the understanding and the idea is that everybody goes to work, is focused on work, and we need them to understand, why do you make that right decision? Why do you work safely? Safety is a program. Working safely is what workers should do. Our predictions and revenue, we started in November of this year, of 2014. We were hoping to make about 65. I'm proud to say in the first 6 months we were about 85% achieving our goal. Over the next 3 years, we're looking at a modest annual growth of 50%. With that money, we're actually going to turn that into investment within our company and within ourselves. If we're successful today with the competition, we will use that $5,000 because both of us do want to become mental health first aid instructors. With that knowledge, we feel that we can actually provide more to our clients and even more so to our community. So with WorkSafeHome, we are going to continue to build relationships with companies in the city, and we build strategic partnerships. With these strategic partnerships, okay, it'll allow us to touch and get that message out to more people. There we go. With the learning aspect of things, okay, we are going to continue to learn, because every day is a learning experience, and where we are most effective is passing that education, that learning along. And last but not least, okay, I apologize, I do get a little bit emotional because of health and safety. Again, I'm passionate about it. We want to be part of that experience when every person goes home at the end of the day, to the people that expect us to give them the training properly. So again, that little guy at the end, okay, has that person coming home to them each and every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. I applaud your passion. What sets you
apart from another health and safety professional that will sell training?
We'll sell training?
Yeah, are your rates lower than someone else? Or?
You know what, our rates are about 2/3 of what the industry is, and I'll tell you that our quality is more than double what other people provide. We have morals, we have understandings, and yes, I am passionate about it. I don't want to get too much into it, but I've seen 76 people dead outside of a coffin in certain circumstances where I say to everybody I meet, we don't have to go down that road anymore. And it's the passion and the understanding, and it's the engagement abilities. There's always a time that we can recognize, should I be speaking to that person? And we take those opportunities. I know I do, I know my partner does. And that's it. It's an understanding between us and our clients that when we come in, we are going to make an effective difference in that company.
Thanks.
You're very well presented, John. And honestly, the passion was exactly the same. Although I'd written a number of questions down and you answered them all in the last few minutes. Your 6 months that you've been in business, what's the feedback like?
The feedback, actually, we're doing a program right now with a client that's been providing evaluations, and some days I do walk out of there, she has to open the car windows because I'm thinking, wow, this is great. But you know what, at the same token though, some people look at health and safety as a hindrance for whatever reason. And you know, we look at that as a challenge, and we accept those challenges. So far, it's been great. I'll provide, or my partner will provide a service, and then people are calling us 2 or 3 days later saying, can you do this again over here, or again, can you do more? I've done training in Attawapiskat, Fort Albany, all the First Nations and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, first thing that was said was, can you stay a little bit longer? So I look at that as a positive thing.
Largely industrial training though, John, or are we?
Across the board.
Yeah.
We're working right now with one of our local mine sites, but we do construction and industrial. So the psychological health and safety in the workplace, again, that covers all aspects and all sectors, but the mental health first aid, it would probably be something that we're going to go into the healthcare field and more industrial, our emergency responders, things like that, to get that training to them. But it is recognized that that can be used anywhere in any sector.
And you're looking to expand over time?
Right now, currently with the two of us, we're very satisfied because we've set a standard, and no disrespect to anybody, but we want to keep that standard, and that standard is part of our reputation. So we think that we're doing it very comfortably. We're not trying to make $1 billion. What we want to do is sustain ourselves and for our families. Can we expand? Yes. It's potential down the road, but right now in the immediate future, no. We're concentrating on what we have, what we can do, and again, the mental health first aid is a big part.
Okay, thank you.
You talk about the quality, and is there a way you can measure that and could be used for comparison? Or?
Yes, yes. Oddly enough, if you don't have things happening, your health and safety person is doing their job. So can you put a number to it? It's very difficult because I say to people, well, our job is to make things not happen. So when things don't happen, can you actually qualify that? The number is 0. And 0 is a good number, okay? When you go into a place and you look at incident, accident rates and stuff, and we've done that for one of the companies here in Sudbury, and we'll look at it and say, this is how many incidents you've had, this is how many accidents you have. We will engage the workers, we'll engage management, especially the supervisors. Supervisors have a lot of say in what goes on out there in the world. We engage those people, and we can come back, and through the auditing process, we look at it and say, yeah, you know, we are making a difference, and this is how we're making a difference.
Because I was thinking the measurement for marketing purposes, how you can differentiate with others. Is there a way that you can provide some qualified numbers that demonstrates that why your team is better than somebody else?
You know what? At this stage in our careers, we're not looking to actually be better. We just want more support from the communities and understanding what health and safety is. But yes, we obviously want to be better. Numbers to qualify would be through WSIB rates and how much, and that's very industry specific. So, you know, if we looked at that number to be able to go into somebody and say, logging specifically, you have this many employees, this is how much it's going to cost. Providing everything stays status quo with the number of your employees, we can work with you and reduce that number to a certain level. So to come out with a dollar figure for each company, it's very difficult because every sector, almost every job has a specific WSIB rate, and that's the things that we're looking to lower. We're looking to lower rates, but we're actually looking to keep people safe and healthy, right? Thank you.